Hey race fan, Brian Davis Races. Today we're just going to run through a quick ride I did the other day. It was pretty cold. Somewhere in this video I say it wasn't cold enough to freeze bottles. I was wrong. It was cold enough to freeze bottles. And I run through a few tips for riding at night and a few tips for riding in the cold. If you have some fun, strange hacks for nighttime riding, love to hear them. Leave a comment down below. I'd appreciate it. Give me a thumb, give me a subscribe, give me a comment with a tip. Let's make this a good community of sharing information so we can all be better and get more people on a bike. Goodbye. All right, let's take a quick look at what I'm gonna wear when I go out and what I'm gonna gear up on the bike. So I'm gonna get a couple, I'm actually gonna fill one of these with hot water. So that'll last maybe 15-20 minutes, but then I can get to the second bottle that it won't be frozen. I don't think it's cold enough to freeze bottles today, but that's what I do when it's really cold out. I'll have whatever, tire pressure because it's cross, but I'm gonna be on the road. It's probably gonna be closer to 35 or 40. Okay. I'm definitely going to have a daytime running light in the back. I'm probably going to go get a front light for the front because it's 3 o'clock and it starts getting dark around 5, so I'm not 100% sure I'll be back by then. I'm going to continue to test this leather saddle thing out. And then as far as what I'm wearing on my body, my regular mountain bike shoes, and I have these Gore windproof thermal booties that I've been testing, well, not testing out, I bought them, they're mine, but I've been using and I like those. For socks, today I'm going to wear just normal socks because I'm kind of still testing stuff with my sock ideas, so I'm not sure how that's going to develop. I have these obnoxious tights I'm going to wear, and then inside I have a great coat that I bought at a swap meet like 3 years ago from Mavic. It is super warm, so I'm going to wear that. I will be wearing a full weather neck with neck piece, probably start again with it over my face. And gloves are always interesting. I have so many pairs of gloves because I feel like there's only a 2 or 3 degree difference where gloves shift from a lighter glove to a heavier glove. So let's see what I'm going to wear for gloves. Well, I'm between these two. So I have a Gore windproof, not super thermal glove. Those are good. I think if I put these at the 30 to 35 range. And then these are just a little bit warmer from Garneau. I wish the wrist cuff was a little bit longer. So these are probably 25 to 30, which is today. So I'm probably gonna wear these. We'll see. It's always, I go around the block, I come back, I switch gloves. That happens a lot anyway. And I have a long sleeve base layer from Club Ride. And I bought that on eBay and it was brand new. It's only like a week or two old. I've only worn it once or twice, but I already got a rip in the cuff. So this is a good example of learning how to sew can save you tons of money. Ta-da! Okay, a couple little tips. One, this jacket. This is the jacket from Mavic. It's awesome. One thing I like to do is put my phone in a pocket that's going to stay a little warmer. So I'm going to put that up there. Put my wallet in there. I put the booties on, or the shoes on, and you can see I mentioned this in the last video, they don't have holes for my spikes, so I had to take my cyclocross spikes out, which is okay because I think I'm done racing cyclocross for the time being. Weather neck is installed, face mask is on, ready with the gloves. I'm going to wear these lighter sunglasses. Got my bottles. Turn on my light. Don't forget that. That's all she wrote. Let's go ride. I wanted to show you a couple more details. I found my bigger light. It's a Bontrager light, super bright, really nice. And then this jacket also has these really long sleeve cuffs, and I just love that. It does have the armpit coolers, which is really nice. Okay, I think I got everything. All right, now let's go for a ride. was just bombing around these little walking trails and riding my bike, and I slip, you know, on the snow. So I thought, well, there's a tip I'll point out. So when, I'm sure this is obvious to a lot of people watching this, but it's not obvious. Some things are not obvious unless somebody takes the time to tell you these things. So maybe you ride bikes and no one teaches you these little nuances, or you want to fast forward the years it takes to figure these little things out. But when you're climbing up a slippery thing like this, throw some weight toward the back of the bike, because that's where the traction is. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to sit, but even if you're going to stand and pump, just throw your butt back further than your normal stance to weight up the back tire. I guess there's another little tip. I was doing that earlier on some sharper turns, just slamming the brakes and just getting used to how the bike feels when it's sliding underneath you. It's easy when it's got a little snow out. So that's pretty handy in off-camber cyclocross races. If you can figure out how to skid those turns around, sometimes it'll make you faster, or probably more often than not, it'll just keep you from freaking out, thus saving yourself a crash. Because the bike will probably be okay. It's usually the rider that overcorrects and disaster ensues. That's been my experience as the rider that overcorrects. Now, I found a little puddle. It's not super frozen, so I'm sure I could just blast through this with my skinny wheel and be fine. But you see it's on the apex of a turn a little bit. So the key is how you approach it in the beginning. If you straighten out this turn so you're turning as little as possible on the ice, you're in good shape. Or if you just have to keep going straight in a terrible line till the end and then turn when it's not icy, that is obviously better than trying to turn on the ice. Simple, but again, somebody needs to tell you these things, or you figure it out by crashing. Okay, bye. I'm sure that light's terrible now, but I just wanted to show you another little tip. This works during the daytime too, but especially at night. You can see cars' reflections in the paint of parked cars, so you have a sense of cars coming behind you or not. I use that one an awful lot. Back at the third stop. Okay, one last bonus tip. Take your shoes inside when you're done with cold rides, because the next time you ride, you will appreciate having warm shoes. I did not do that when I started this ride, which was a slight bummer. Okay, bye.